Hello friends, welcome back to Brokat Itsitski. Let me just sit down for a second. So Pixie is not feeling well, so she's not able to film today. And I wasn't able to go meet the girls in Gdynia today. So let's keep our fingers crossed for Pixie. She's having kind of a minor sort of a medical thing. Hopefully it'll clear up. Hopefully it's nothing more than just a quick trip to the dentist. Let's keep our fingers crossed for her, please. And in light of the fact that we don't really have any new episodes for you today, we were going to do Freya's Glove Tease, which I promise we will get to. In light of that, I'm going to go ahead and do a pick a card tarot reading. Actually, it's going to be pick an object. We'll get to that in a second, but before we get to that, we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping. So a huge thank you and a big shout out to Peep Show Menagerie for giving us a shout out on their channel. They're amazing. They're in Southern California and they have the longest running burlesque show in all of Southern California. And I didn't know until they actually commented on one of the channels that Hubba Hubba, which is the show that I first started performing with in San Francisco, is actually the longest running show in all of California. So that makes me feel even more grateful and amazed to have started my burlesque career with Hubba Hubba. Another channel that I would love to give a big shout out to, because I forgot to do it in the pilot episode, I forgot to give them a shout out, is Arabesque Burlesque. They're up in Montreal and I love those girls so much, and that channel helped me to perfect a lot of the techniques and just the way that I think of burlesque when I put together my acts. And so I forgot to mention them in the first video. They're amazing. And they have a related channel called The Lady Josephine, and so I follow both of those and I do all kinds of like workout videos from both of the channels, and those channels are amazing. So sorry for the delay. I was supposed to mention that in the first video, which was 4 videos ago, and I forgot. And then the other channel that I wanted to thank so much is Tough Doll Tarot. I love her channel so much, and I just wanted to thank her for her channel because it's awesome, and I'm on there almost every day just to like chat. And she's really sweet. She'll come on and chat with you. She's fucking amazing. She's like hot as hell. I love her. She's like in her 50s and she's hot as hell. And she looks like cute all the time, and her tarot is hilarious, and like I love her channel, so I go on there all the time. All right, so thank you for making it through all of that. Let's go ahead and get to the readings. So pick an object is basically where I'm gonna hold an object up in front of the camera and you're gonna decide which one you wanna do. You can do all of them if you want to, it's fine, no worries. And let me go ahead and get up a little bit closer so that everybody can see the objects that you can choose for today. So the first one, of course, is this delightful impish photo of Lenny Bruce. I actually used to have this hanging in my cubicle at work when I worked at San Francisco Paratransit, and sometimes when it was slow, oh my god, I would turn to look at it and just daydream and be like, oh, it's Lenny. So that's that. Anyways, the second object is this delightful bottle of mid-tier French perfume, very pleasant. And the third object is this delightful French book talking about Marie Antoinette's perfumer. I think he almost got murdered in the Revolution. I haven't made it to the end yet, so I have to find out. All right, so let's see. Okay, so let's just kind of leave these on the side a little bit here. And I've got Lenormand cards, but we're gonna put those to the side as well so that we can just get to the tarot. So if you picked the first group, which is this photo of Lenny Bruce, let's see what kind of a message is going to come through for people today. And right away, I'm feeling a really strong masculine energy. Obviously, I just picked Lenny Bruce, but I'm feeling, okay, I'm feeling a masculine energy that's a little bit, I don't want to say dirtbag. Oh my god. I'm feeling an angry, like, dirty 90s vibe. So like somebody who could have been like a teen during the 90s like I was, or It could be somebody who's very, very angry about political stuff, and they sort of have like a very like Gen X take on things. This could be somebody who has a political podcast or who like really watches a lot of political podcasts. Anyways, that's just the energy that's coming through. So since that energy came through really strongly, let me go ahead and just take these cards, and I'll put the other cards aside. This is the New York City deck, and the other deck that I use is the Housewives Tarot. So I don't know if you're really going to be able to see the cards even if I hold them up, probably not so much, but I'll just kind of do the reading as if you can see them. And we have a lot of swords coming out, which is usually a lot of mental energy or a lot of mental activity. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Pentacles. So it could be that this person is like balancing something, or that they're ultimately feeling like they have a balanced life, maybe. It could also be that they're just really trying to bring something into balance. All right, so I'm looking at the middle row, and we have the Devil, the Four of Swords, and the Five of Swords. So this is definitely more of a masculine energy, I think, especially with the Devil. It could be kind of a Capricorn energy. This is very sort of like, oh gosh, this is very sort of like sneaky, icky, kind of like, this is like the guy who's gonna stalk you in the bushes outside your house. You like don't know that he's there, but he's like hanging out there. This is like that kind of vibe. Oh my god, okay, this is just like, this is definitely somebody who was like a teen boy in the 90s and all that that implies. I don't know if I have to say more about that. But it's with the Four of Swords and the Five of Swords. So this double energy is giving this guy, I'm just gonna say it's a guy, like a run for his money. Like this person is, okay, so I've been in Poland since October, it's March, and I was trying to move to France. So I actually spent September in the town of Versailles, which is like the love of my life. I cry every day about how much I miss Versailles and want to go back there. And when I moved to Poland in October, it literally felt like somebody like I was like a 5-kilogram pound of potatoes, and somebody just like dropped me into a basement upside down, and it took me 3 weeks just to like orient myself and be like, oh my god, I'm here now, I'm here now. And the sad thing about that is that I live in Gdańsk, which you can't quite see out the window, but it's a really beautiful, it's like one of the most beautiful towns in all of Poland. And it's the San Francisco of Poland, it's the Versailles of Poland, it's the Portland of Poland. It's basically like the most amazing, cute little town, and it's always had a really amazing international history. So the reason that I bring that up as an example is because this person is feeling that same way. It's literally like he's just like a slaughtered hog, and someone just like took his carcass and like dumped it in a basement, and there's like you skid along the dirt. It's that kind of feeling. I'm not gonna lie, because it's the Devil, the Four of Swords, and the Five of Swords, and the worst part about it is that this person, this guy, feels like there's nothing he can do about it. It's like, I'm just stuck in a pit, like I'm buried underground. It's like you went, oh my god, I love the Metaphysical Channel, and they have this like whole series of the caves of Malta, like what's underneath Malta. Holy fucking shit. So this vibe is like you took this person and just like put him in the Hypogeum at Malta, and now he's like waiting for the giants to come crunch his skull, okay? And if you haven't seen Metaphysical's like whole series on Malta, you need to watch it, because it's, oh my god, fucking amazing. Okay, so that's the middle row. The upper row is the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. So there's some kind of a community or a group of people that this person either is or was involved with that let him down, or that burnt him, or that like fucked him over, or that screwed him in some way, or that like is basically like a bunch of like backstabbing, gnawing bitches with like knives. So somebody is coming for this person with like knives. It could actually be like literal knives. Like maybe somebody works in a restaurant and they're like having lots of weird accidents. So I'm wearing, okay, this shirt is, it says the Overlook Hotel. I have a lot of Stanley Kubrick shirts. In fact, I have 2 acts. So if you go to Rumble, where, because I was banned off of YouTube. Should I say that? I was banned from YouTube a few years ago, but they didn't bring me back like they did with David Icke. But at least they brought David Icke back. That's probably more important ultimately. But anyway. Okay, so I was banned from YouTube. And so all of my videos had to migrate to Rumble. So on Rumble, I have a bunch of like videos, and I have of my performances, and I have 2 acts that are based on Kubrick movies, right? I have a Lolita act, and I have a Shining act. Anyway, so I have a lot of like Kubrick t-shirts, and so this one says the Overlook Hotel. And the reason that I'm bringing all of that up is because, you know that famous scene where like Danny is sitting in the kitchen and the knives are like above his head, and everybody's always like, oh, genius foreshadowing, blah, blah. And so, but it is, I'm not saying that it's not genius foreshadowing, I'm just saying that that's what the scene is. And so this Nine of Swords right here is like kind of reminding me of like Danny sitting in the kitchen with the knives above his head, and like Kubrick doing his like very sort of like subtle like foreshadowing in the background of like, we're gonna chop this person up into pieces. So I don't know who this is, and I don't know why they're coming for this person, and I don't know what's going on right now, but we're gonna look at the bottom row. So if you're this person, I don't know what to tell you. You can book a personal reading, they're only $12. And yeah, this is like some really icky, sticky stuff. To be honest, I really wasn't expecting anything quite so icky and sticky to come out today. Okay, so the bottom row is the Two of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. So right away, I feel like there's going to be some kind of a figure, either like a wife or a mom, or like a 12-step partner, or like a business partner, or a friend, or a coworker, or somebody that you work with in some kind of weird way. There's going to be like some kind of friend or companion that I feel like is either helping you to get through this period, or they will be helping or guiding or advising you on how to get through whatever gnarly situation you're currently in for this male energy. And everything is ultimately going to be okay, but it's going to require some strength and some discipline. We have the Two of Wands, so you have the strength and the discipline. If you're the person watching this, this nasty sort of stuff is happening to. And I'm not trying to be glib at all. I just don't know how else to put it, because this is some fucked up shit. So the strength is there. The Two of Wands is that card where you are going to work through everything, even though it's next to the Ten of Wands, but we'll just ignore that for a second. The strength to get through everything is there, but also you have somebody, I feel like it's a mom. I feel strongly like it's a mom. So I don't know if this is a mom who passed, like I don't know if she crossed over already, or if it's even like a stepmom who's still alive. Maybe she lives like someplace else, like in a different state or a different country. But I feel very strongly that somebody is gonna have like a mom kind of a figure, sort of like be guiding or supporting them. And it's not coming across, because I'm an Amma devotee, so I see Amma as my mom, right? So it's not necessarily coming across as like a spiritual guru type of energy, because that can sometimes be a little bit sort of intense or a little bit tricky. This is like a very embodied energy. I mean, obviously Amma isn't a body, but that's not what I mean. This is a very like normal energy of like normal woman in a normal body. Maybe she was a housewife, maybe she ran her own business, or she had a nail salon, like, or something like that. I don't know. This is somebody who's very normal in the sense that they don't do a lot of spiritual gobbledygook. They're not gonna like blow a lot of smoke up your ass. They're just gonna be real. They're gonna be like, do you need a blowjob? Do you need a coffee? Do you need some cocaine? Do you want to go for a walk in the woods? You know, it's like this very sort of like helpful energy that just wants to know like, what is the thing that needs to happen right now for you to feel better, and then we can work on a long-term solution for you. Yeah, okay. Yes, let's get a Lenormand before I forget, because I'm good at forgetting these. And I've not been working with Lenormands for a long time, so that's why I'm good at forgetting them. So let me shuffle these and see which one wants to come out. I just do them one at a time because I'm still learning them, so they're still very new for me. And this is a deck that I bought at the Civic Center Library in San Francisco. It was like brand new, it was still packaged, and it was $2. And so I got a brand new deck for $2. I love you, San Francisco, Civic Center Library. And yes, it occasionally smells like civets if you walk in the library. We're not gonna say why, because it's not necessary. All right, so 2 cards wanted to come out, so I'll grab the 2 cards. I'm not gonna do the bottom of the deck of that one, I'm just gonna do these 2. Okay, so we have number 30 and we have number 15. 15 has a bear on it, and 30 I think is lilies. That's funny because I've been thinking a lot about the stripper Lily Sincere. She's a really amazing stripper. I mean, she's dead now, of course, but she was like really gorgeous back in the day. And she was from Pasadena. Oh, duh. The reason that I've been thinking a lot of, well, I was actually thinking a lot about her before that. But if you go to Peep Show Menagerie's channel, they have at least one reel of Lily Sincere, and she's so fucking magical to watch. I love Lily Sincere because she's so magical. She just like transports you into this like living picture, and she has all these like gorgeous designer gowns. What she does is like very modern sort of drag. It's like a very modern drag show would do something like what Lily does. It's gorgeous. And this was back from like the 40s and 50s. Anyway, all right, so why am I shuffling these? I don't even have to shuffle these. Okay, so yes, number 30 is in fact the Lily, and number 15 is the bear. Okay. We're gonna start with the bear. Okay, so this is talking about some kind of a personality clash. I see. Okay, so this is bringing the reading a little bit more into focus in that I wonder if this person is having this kind of really shitty situation at work. And if there's like something where like people are like being really backstabby and backbiting, and like somebody just like really wants to see this person fail and just kind of like go under, and just so they can like step on them and like throw the dirt on over them. I know that's so horrible to say. Like if you're this person and you're watching this and you're in that situation, you're just like, shut up, bitch, who the fuck are you? But it's true, that's the feeling that I'm getting. And again, I'm not trying to be glib about it, and I've been through many horrible things in my life as well. It's just the way that the energy is coming through. So this card is saying to be strong and courageous. Don't overlook. Oh my God, overlook. Like, how often does that word, I mean, it's not that rare of a word, but that's weird, right? That's weird. Don't overlook the chain of command. Be your own boss, have a healthy ego, weight control. I resemble that remark. Be resourceful and supportive of others. So I feel like what this card is really urging you to do is to sort of step up and be a leader and be like, I am in a shit fuck of a situation where I'm like walking on knives, and like the knives are above my head like Danny in the Overlook Hotel. And the knives don't have to come down off the wall, but people want to take the knives off the wall for whatever reason, and these days it can literally be anything, right? Literally anything these days. So for whatever reason, or maybe you are like an Epstein, maybe this is like Epstein watching this, right? Okay, in that case, I'm going to be less sympathetic to you. But let's just say that who knows what kind of fuck up it is. This card is basically urging you to be a boss and to be very resourceful and sort of patient and clever and kind, and rather than rubbing against people in the wrong way, do what you can to work with them as much as possible, even if they hate your ass. And believe me when I say that I've been in this kind of situation on a job and in like a roommate situation or whatever, so I know how miserable this kind of situation can be. But it's basically just saying to be strong, which again goes back to the Two of Wands that we have over here, which again is saying just be strong. And hopefully this counselor, whoever it is helping you and giving you good advice and giving you like support and stuff like that. So next we have number 30, which is Lily. And this is talking about sentimentality and chastity. So sort of like purity of like, you know, like pure energy or something like that. And it's saying allow things to unfold. This card has a slow influence, so it has to do with things that take time. You have to be patient, maybe you have to practice something, and you have to put a lot of consistent effort into something, and you have to be prepared. So again, I feel like it's just talking about some sort of really difficult situation that you are finding yourself in. So take heart. Everything isn't as bad as it looks on the surface. Everything isn't as bad as it looks on the surface, but yeah, just for whatever reason, right now you have a little bit of a run for your money. And when I say male energy, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in a male body, but it's just an energy that was coming through like a male energy. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're in a male body, but just the energy that's coming through is of somebody who has very highly masculine energy. So that is that. Thank you to all of the people that stuck around for that reading. I'm sorry that it was, I mean, a little bit like rough, but that was kind of just how it felt to come across. So I'm gonna shuffle this deck of cards, I'm gonna put it back, and then I think for the next one, I'm gonna use the other little deck that I have. So give me a minute to do that, please. You never know what kind of energy is gonna come out with like any sort of a reading. You just honestly don't know. And it's crazy too, like sometimes these stories just come out and you're like, damn, like if someone's going through that, that's not good. Okay, so we're gonna put that back. Let's put these back. So group 2, I believe, is the group that chose the the mid-level French perfume. Let's get on with that. Okay, so what information needs to come out for the perfume group? What information needs to come out for that group? I'm having a hard time clearing the energy from the last reading because it was sort of like a really big, sort of like a big masculine energy. All right, so something is coming through. Okay, so something is coming through. All right, so let's go ahead and pull these cards. Right away, I'm getting kind of a feeling of sadness. The Lovers came out, so I don't know if this is something having to do with love. Okay, we've got some icky cards here as well. This one wants to come out, so I'll take it. Whoa, 2. Okay, I'll take them. Okay. King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So, let's see here. Okay, the top row is the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Fool. Somebody could have gotten married very young, or could have gone into a relationship very young. I'm almost feeling like 14, 15. I feel like this person fell in love with somebody who was sort of their opposite type, and it was very fun, very exciting, and you almost kind of had like a vision of what your life was going to be like with this person, and I feel like it did in a way manage to come true. Some aspect of the vision that you had for the life that you wanted with this person actually did come true for you. But okay, and the reason that I say that is because it's the Lovers next to the Four of Wands, but the Devil is on the other side. So there could have been, with this relationship, there could have been like a very hot, steamy, sort of like very intense, like sexual element, sort of like, I don't know if somebody was maybe involved with like bondage a little bit, or some kind of like, maybe you did like some kind of like risky like sexual behavior, like maybe you filmed yourself having sex in the street with buses coming by, or I don't think it was that, but I mean, you know, something like that. Almost like this kind of like risky, risk-taking sort of like element that's coming through here, but it was fun, it was exciting, it was like you loved it because you got to like be daring and passionate, and you know, you kind of got to like, you know, throw your hair back sort of metaphorically, and it kind of felt like you were maybe living the high life in a way, in a place that where people don't normally live like that. Whoa, okay. So I'm looking at the Devil card, and there's sort of a pill bottle, and I'm like really focused on this pill bottle, and I feel like this could have led you into some sort of substance abuse issues. And this could have gone dark really quickly for you, and it quickly stopped being about the other person, and it started to be about like this weird sort of, oh my gosh, how do I put this? Okay, it started to become about this weird, like, I almost want to say filth, but I mean that in a very John Waters sort of a way. Like, oh gosh, okay. At some point, you no longer cared about the person that you were with. You just cared about getting the the sexual gratification and sexual high that you had become accustomed to. So if that meant taking like poppers, or if that meant like, I don't know, like you drank like 10 cups of coffee and then you ran around with your dick out or something like that and like you filmed it, or like some kind of behavior that became like a sexual ritual for you, and you could only get off with this weird, I don't want to say weird like I'm shaming anybody, but I just mean like you could only get off in this like particular way, and it wasn't even about the person. Like it could literally have been anybody else, or it could have been that you were alone, or some kind of habit came and took over and sort of like spoiled things. I feel like some kind of devil energy, which is like the energy of addiction and sort of like negative repetition and things like that. That energy came in and sort of spoiled things. Okay, so this led to something very interesting. So the bottom row is the Three of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Judgment cards. The Judgment card. Cards altogether. So, okay, so I feel like this basically led to you having to sit down and really do some digging and soul searching. And you kind of realized, I'm being treated like a piece of meat, or even I'm treating myself like a piece of meat. What is going on? This is scary. There was trauma around this, and there was a lot of grief and sorrow that was attached to this process, because it all started to kind of come up to the surface, and you didn't blame yourself, because whatever behavior you were engaged in wasn't really that negative. It wasn't really that big of a deal. It was, stuff that other people do. I mean, it was nothing super negative. This is like no Epstein Files kind of stuff, right? This is just like normal stuff that people do to get off, or whatever they want to do. It's not a big deal. And you had this realization that it wasn't even about the behavior. It wasn't about the behavior, but that it's like it triggered some sort of loop for you, okay? And then you were having a hard time getting off of this loop. And so this kind of made you want to be spiritual, or it made you try something like maybe 12-step, or some type of like cleanse or program or diet, or like some type of, maybe you went to an ashram for the first time, or you did some type of meditation online because you were so desperate that you just wanted to find like some anonymous group where you could go and, and kind of like spill your guts a little bit. So there's this feeling of you're working through something right now. You're not quite out of it yet. You're still sort of in that process of cleansing, of detoxing from this situation or from the pattern. And I don't even know if it's really about the other person. I'm not even getting anything about the other person. They're just sort of like in the background. They might have left, or you might have left, or like the other person doesn't even exist. It's really just about your pattern and you, okay? So because we have the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Cups, I feel like this pattern, whatever this is that was like super toxic, you're going to be leaving this behind, and you're going to do it in a very grounded and sort of solid way, but you just haven't done it yet. It could honestly be somebody who's got like a porn addiction. Maybe you were in a really like groovy sort of a relationship, but you have a porn addiction, and your partner was like, I can't, I'm going to go off. I'm going to go to a different state, and you're going to do what you're going to do. Something like that, right? It almost feels like that. So I feel like you are going to leave this behind, but you're not there yet. So it's going to take a little bit of time for you to fully sort of like come out of this pattern. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit more work, but you definitely will do it, because those are the little extra cards that wanted to pop out, the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. So you will solidly remove yourself from this sort of behavior, but it's just going to take a little bit of time. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. And we have 25, which is the Ring. I've had this card pop out a lot when I work with it, so I'm a bit more familiar with the meaning of it, but just to be sure, I want to get my little notes out. Okay, so solid relationship, advantageous contact, imminent marriage, keep your promises, commitments, be loyal to loved ones, prioritize commitments, get serious about something. So You could actually be getting married to the person that you left behind, but it feels like, or maybe they left you behind, I don't know. But it feels like it's maybe going to be in a year or two, potentially 3 or 4 for some people. I don't know how much of a collective this is. For some people, I'm hearing 5, 7. Okay, that makes no sense. 9? I don't know. Now you're just fucking with me. Or those numbers could just be significant. Those could be numbers of like somebody's birthday, or I don't know. Those months might be significant for somebody. So yeah, I don't know why those numbers popped into my head. They just did. But I feel like you are going to be moving towards some kind of a marriage, and it doesn't obviously have to be a traditional marriage with like the whole like, you know, some government getting involved. It could just be like a commitment, like a relationship. But I feel like it's not necessarily quite, you're not really ready for that yet, but when you are ready for that, whatever relationship you end up in is going to be really solid and durable, and it'll just stand the test of time. And I kind of feel like that's really hard to believe right now. I kind of feel like there's sort of a feeling of like, yeah, there's like a feeling of disbelief, of like, oh, I don't know about that, or yeah, this bitch is crazy, or something like that. Like, there's some doubt and some hesitation, but all I can do is just say what the cards are saying, and I can just kind of get the energies that are coming through in a given reading. So that's what I have for the perfume group, people. Wow, again, that was like, yikes, these stories that are coming out, man. Okay. Yeah, so that Four of Wands, it's gonna be okay. The Four of Wands, like, it's gonna be okay, because that's in the middle of the whole reading. So don't give up, I guess. Don't despair. So yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot of stuff to have to go through. Oh my gosh. Okay, what's gonna come out for the third group? I don't know. I don't know. All right, let me shuffle. Yeah. Yikes. In life, I just feel like sometimes people just have like so many things are thrown at us, and we just have so many kind of like circumstances and things to have to deal with, and it's almost like some kind of like romantic comedy sometimes, you know, from like the 90s or 80s or something. It's just, I don't know. I'm not quite sure why things work that way, but sometimes they do. Okay, that was a lot that just came out in those two groups. Let me go back to the New York City Tarot just to kind of keep a little bit of a distance between the cards. I don't know. Let me shuffle this. So if you chose the third book, which is the French book about Marie Antoinette's perfumer, let's see what's going to come out for you. Right away, I'm getting an energy of like a femme fatale. So maybe somebody who's a really sexy performer is watching. It's a very Jessica Rabbit vibe. Okay, so let's see what cards come out for this person, for this group. Okay, all right. Oh my gosh, we've got really difficult energies in these readings coming through today. You might be a very exciting personality. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups. Let's grab a Lenormand before I forget. Okay, and 35 I think is the anchor, so we'll talk about that in a second. All right, so the first row up here, yeah, I'm getting like a lot of makeup. I'm getting very sort of like beautiful face, beautiful hair, like everything has to be just so with this person. You could be a drag performer, you could be, there's definitely somebody in burlesque as well, so somebody who likes a lot of hair and makeup, who kind of plays with these things a lot. And up at the top we have Queen of Cups. I almost said Queen of Wands. Oh my gosh. Okay, so like maybe a blending in your chart of water and fire, maybe something like that. So Queen of Cups coming across as a Queen of Wands, and the Emperor and the Hanged Man, okay? In this deck, it's called the Hanged One, which is fine. It's like this little, I've never been to New York. I want to go to New York. Anyway, so it's like this little car, I guess this is, I don't know what this is. It just says Roosevelt Island. I don't know what that is. So, okay, anyways, okay. So with this group, somebody here is likely to be their own boss, or you work for somebody. Ah, this is so annoying. Okay. Oh my god, I don't want this. Why? Okay, sorry. It's just like, why am I reading these difficult things today? Okay. You could be in kind of like a Mad Men situation where you're like the sexy secretary and your boss is like some like Don Draper style dick. And like, I don't know if you're fucking your boss. Oh my god, why is this coming through? I don't know if you're fucking your boss. I don't know, like, you're a boss. If this is resonating for you, and if you're a woman and if he's a man, he might have like some kind of erectile dysfunctions, but not with you. So like, he doesn't have that problem with you. So you could be like fucking the boss in the office, like on the couch, like you could be fucking on the subway going home. I don't know what you're doing, but this is so just like, what is this? Okay, this person is very sexually hungry, meaning you, the viewer, that who's resonating with this. But it's like, either you're used to giving up on that, or you know that you have a tendency to attract very sort of like bad boy, bad girl, bad person vibes, and so you kind of are like, it's like you want to disconnect from this, but you don't feel that you're able to. There's just some situation that's coming across that feels so toxic right now. Like, it's fucking the boss vibes. I'm not gonna lie. It's fucking the boss vibes. That's what I'm getting. And if it's not that, then I feel like you're fantasizing about fucking the boss. And it's very just like, you don't want to be having these thoughts and feelings, but you're having them. Now, it could be the other way around. It could be that the boss is thinking about fucking like their hot secretary or their employee, or maybe you work in the warehouse of some company and you do packing and shipping, and like the boss comes by and gives you this look, and like everybody like knows that like, oh, why is the boss giving you that kind of look? Like, what are you doing after hours? You stayed late yesterday. Just silly things like that, like where they're gonna like, you know, poke you and like rib you about it, something like that. So it could be the other way around where the boss is the one coming after you, but you don't necessarily like it. You're kind of just like, oh gosh, what's happening here? Yeah. It definitely feels like a male-female kind of thing. So somebody could have a really strong masculine energy and somebody could have like a really strong feminine energy. It's definitely feeling very sort of like that. Oh, weird. Okay. All right, so the middle row is the Six of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Justice card. Also, I'm not trying to offend anybody with these readings. I just have to kind of read the cards the way that they're coming across. And so if it's offending you, I'm sorry. It's just how it's coming across. I'm not trying to be glib or anything like that. It's just how it's coming across. So the Six of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and Justice. You're having a really hard time balancing this situation. And I think that for you, this is a karmic situation. So sometimes we have these situations that just feel very karmic, like this in our lives. And if you have one of these, they're usually pretty fucking horrible to deal with. If it's just at the point where it's fantasy and like the vibes are just kind of like there, but nobody, you know, the vibes are flowing, but nobody's doing anything, I feel like you'll kind of be able to skirt out of the situation. Like you'll be able to like wriggle your way out of it somehow a little bit more easily than if it's full on like banging the boss on the sofa after hours, right? There's no shame about that. I mean, do that if you want. I'm just saying that karmically, if you don't give in to the way that you're feeling, it's going to be a little bit easier to manage. okay? But this does not sound like an easy situation. And it's obviously a situation which is causing a lot of grief and anxiety, maybe like sweaty, sleepless nights, because it's the Nine of Swords, okay? So just like icky situation. There might be some sort of a medical issue as well with the Nine of Swords. I don't know if somebody might need like heart medication. I doubt that's going to be for very many people. I don't know if somebody needs like Xanax or some type of anti-anxiety medication, or like some CBD, CBN, or something like that, right? I feel like there's something where somebody is trying so hard to be good, and it's causing a lot of stress and anxiety. It's almost causing like a heart issue, like a heart palpitation, or like some kind of issue. And at the end of the day, we're all human beings, most of us, right? Some of us are not human beings on this planet, but that's a video for another day. Most of us are human beings that are here, at least for now. And so yeah, so we're mammals, right? If you're not a robot, and if you're not, you know, a reppy or something, then you're a mammal, right? So mammals kind of, I don't know, nothing that you're thinking or feeling or doing is like really like off the wall or strange. It's more just that it's causing stress. That's what I'm trying to say. Also, yeah, like if that's resonating with you, then maybe go see a doctor, even just to get a general checkup, even if everything is okay. Or like something about a heart murmur, or just something about like the heart chakra or heart field in general is coming through for someone. Okay, I don't think there's too much more about that. Maybe watch what you eat. I'm looking at this pizza. Fuck, it looks so good. I've never had New York pizza. I want New York pizza so bad. That's not an Epstein reference. I just like pizza. Okay, so something about like what you eat, like watch what you eat. Maybe don't eat stuff that's too carby or too greasy, or, you know, I don't know. If you eat a lot of pizza, I love pizza. Fuck, I love pizza. If you eat a lot of pizza, make sure that you put the hot pepper on it, because it actually helps you to digest the grease. And so, yeah, like they always give you that hot pepper. It actually helps you to digest the grease. So maybe to avoid heartburn, eat a lot of hot pepper. Does that even make sense? I'm not a doctor. So if that's like gonna kill you, then please don't do it. But something about food is coming up as well. So you might want to watch some aspect of like health and diet, right? Okay, so last row is Three of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, and Page of Swords. What is coming up with this? Somebody could be working from home, or your work is your whole life, or when you go home, there's not much of a life. Maybe you eat a lot of takeout with this Page of Swords, because it's like a little takeout box. Again, food, right? Someone here, I feel like, doesn't have much of a life. Like their work is their life. Like I'm getting kind of investment banker, or like Wall Street dude. I'm getting like guy that, like, you know, eats a lot of greasy shit. Maybe he looks okay, but he eats a lot of greasy shit. Something like that is coming through. You're making a lot of money. You're doing well at work. This is definitely a group of people that like to eat. Fuck, I want pizza. This deck has like a bunch of, like, the pentacles are pizza slices in this deck. Okay, so oh my god, I just want to get through this reading. Just let me get through it. Okay, so because like so much energy is coming through about like food and pizza, and like there's like a hustle and bustle. I'm definitely getting a New York City kind of vibe. Maybe Atlanta, maybe Chicago, like some kind of like big city hustle kind of vibe. It could even be Warsaw. It could be Warsaw. Warsaw's a big city, it's just ugly. No offense if you love Warsaw, I'm sorry, it's just ugly. Not like a Gdańsk, which is cute and small. So, okay, so like that kind of hustle and bustle is coming through. I don't think there's too much more than that. Just take a little bit better care of your eating habits and go to the doctor, right? I don't know, something like that's coming through. Like someone just doesn't have a life and they eat out a lot, which I can understand because I've been in that situation before. I love having money to eat out. It's so much fun. but it's also a bit lonely, right? I want to be done with this reading. It's also, it's also a bit lonely. So I feel like if you resonate with this and you're a person who has like your work is your whole life, and maybe you're a bit lonely, and maybe you like eat out a lot because that's how you like self-soothe after you work like 14 hours a day or something, maybe consider like asking someone out on a date. I don't know how kosher it would be to ask out like a coworker if you're this boss person, or it's probably not very kosher if you're the coworker and you have the hots for the boss, whatever. But just like consider asking somebody out, you know, on a date. You don't have to like, you know, fuck the first stranger you meet on the subway or something unless you really want to. That did happen to me once. It was actually a beautiful story, but I won't tell it now. It was on St. Patrick's Day, but I won't tell it now. But maybe I'll never tell that story. I don't even know. Anyways, this isn't about me. I just want to finish reading. I'm sorry. This is the kind of reader I am. So, okay, so it's that kind of feeling where like, I feel like you should just go on a date and just kind of like try to get to know somebody, or, okay, this is really cool. Or you should just hire a sex worker and just tell the person what you want and then just do that, and then just like, yeah, and then just be like, that was amazing, that was better than like 50 massages, now I can be okay for like the next month or the next 2 days or the next hour or the next week or the next whatever. That, I don't know about these readings, man. I'm just like, I don't know about these readings. Okay, so that kind of energy is coming through. If you're not the boss energy and you're the energy of like the secretary or the admin or the coworker, or like if there's a power imbalance, I would still suggest to you to try to find someone to date and go out with, just to sort of like maybe relieve the tension of having these feelings. And I'm so sorry for whoever is dealing with this situation, because I know that these are very, very uncomfortable situations to be in, but they're also very human situations to be in, because like I said before, most of us are mammals, okay? Most of us are not lizards or robots just yet. Most of us are mammals still, hopefully. So that last reading felt a little bit maybe confusing. So maybe there's also something coming through about sitting down and journaling as well, or like being a tiny bit more decisive. Give yourself the space and the permission to think about, to clear your head. Give yourself some space to clear your head. I feel might be an important part of that message as well, because I was getting kind of confused with that reading, like, what is this? What is this energy? Sometimes like energies just come through and you're just like, wow, okay, no judgment, but I mean, just like as a reader, you're just like, where does this fucking come from? You're like channeling it from somewhere. I don't know. Okay, come on. Oh, of course it was the last one. So the Anchor, which is this cute little card, this little guy, effective effort, hope. Okay, that's good. Okay, moving from thought to action, seriousness, so focus, commitment, be strong, persistent, unwavering, move forward, and achieve success. Okay, so this could obviously be taken a couple different ways. Maybe you want to keep focusing on your work. Like if you're that Wall Street type energy, maybe you just want to focus on work and just be like, I can't really sidestep into this other energy. I'm just going to focus on work, right? And even if you're not that energy, you can still take some kind of action to relieve the situation that you're in. And I almost want to say that if it comes down to it, if you're the energy with sort of the power imbalance, meaning you're the energy that's like the lower status energy that I was kind of feeling, and it's sad that often can break down according to gender. It doesn't have to, but sometimes it can. And so if you are a little bit more of that energy, whichever gender you are, whatever gender you are, but if there's a power imbalance in something that you're dealing with, and if that resonates for you, I would say that there are steps that you can take. There are things that you can do. I don't know if it's possible to work like part-time, to work more from home. I don't know if it's possible to change jobs at all, or to get a job that where you don't have to maybe directly interact with that person or deal with them or see them, just to kind of manage the feelings that were coming up in that particular group. Yeah. Okay, that was crazy. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you for sticking with us. Sorry that today was just a solo video. Let's just hope that Pixie is going to be okay and that we can film some more group videos very soon. And like and subscribe, all the good things. Leave a comment down below. If anybody wants a reading, the link will be somewhere down below. Yeah, so that was everything for today. Oh my gosh, I feel like I have to go for a walk because that's like a lot of energy to channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you.